Americans told SADDER News that not only the United States but the rest of the world is boycotting the Sussexes. Hello and welcome to the Princess Diana News YouTube channel. Okay, friends. So this morning I decided to post some poll news and found out, OMG. 99.99% agree that Meghan and Harry are real. So today I just want to tell you that let's remember that most of the world is not too fond of this disappointing couple. Well, Meghan and Harry have been very busy trying to restore their image lately. Meghan looked desperate and tried to separate herself from the Kardashians and Beavers and go back to her old life. 42nd birthday party this weekend, but apparently their return didn't go as they had hoped. According to a new news poll, 31% of Americans like Meghan and 33% say they like her. But in fact, it's not. This brings Meghan's net approval rating to -2. Well, when I read those numbers, I was shocked. No, I am not. I'm kidding. What's shocking, however, is that Meghan's results weren't any worse. What I really mean is that his behavior is weird to Americans. I want everyone in America, Britain and around the world to know that this is not the way we do things. We have a lot of respect for our families, and if that is not possible, we still don't talk bad about them in public and with this negative review. Who will give him $1 million? Instagram message? I have never heard of her blog. TIG will not need to be used until he is no longer in his new life. As someone else said, Meghan and Harry just don't bring anything to the table. I mean, you can't be a big star if you don't have something to offer, even idiots. I don't like them, but even they at least have something to do with their modeling work. I guess we can call it Meghan Markle, although no one in Hollywood knew or even cared until she got engaged to Harry. All his parts in Hollywood films were small parts. He might have a line or two, or no dialogue at all. I think Meghan and Harry's relationship has actually been public for several years. But that's it. Meghan is nothing but a talented star actress. I mean, I'd never heard of her. None of my friends or family knew anything about her. We should Google who she was before she married Harry. He was definitely never a Hollywood A-lister. I mean, he's just looking for opportunities to be with people who offer entertainment with real accomplishments and hard work, and that just disappoints him. They're both fading fast, and I don't understand where this news is coming from that Meghan is going back to her Hollywood roots. What are they talking about? She was never a nobody in Hollywood. Let's look at the facts. 2 years after Meghan moved to the UK, half of the UK population generally viewed her negatively. So they decided to try their luck in the United States, so Harry moved to the United States with her. Tens of millions of Americans view it negatively. Yeah, well, that's true. I think you could give him a call. It was a pretty serious fall from grace for Americans in December. Meghan Markle won the polls by 23%, which means more people liked her than she did. I guess a lot of people were shocked by the stories he invented about fighting the royal car. We love a poor man. Many people believed his tales of woe about his hardships as an estranged, white member of the world's most famous family. Well, they didn't do so well in June. Our popularity has decreased. At the time, he had an approval rating of +6%. After appearing in January, Murphy's replacement was met with considerable backlash in both the UK and the US, but her image suffered less damage than Meghan's. He currently has an approval rating of +12%. The last time the poll was conducted, Harry's approval rating in the US was slightly better at 18%. There are some lines you have to be careful not to cross. I'll respond to what a fan named Jenny Smith said on our community tab. I believe Americans, like the rest of the world, feel the same way about Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip's final years. I sincerely hope they end up on the streets. It's troubling that Harry and Meghan are the most privileged people in the world, yet they act like victims. We now respect most members of the British royal family for their quiet and diligent public service, and it's clear they care about others. Well, Meghan doesn't care about anyone else, and whenever possible, she tries to use her royal status to her advantage. I mean, honestly, I can't help but laugh when I think about Meghan thinking she'd be on the same level as Gwyneth Paltrow. What's wrong with him? Meghan Markle doesn't seem like she's ever been famous. He was never a list maker. She became famous only because of the person she married. Everything else he did was just attention-seeking and obviously desperate, and people could see right through that. Now if you want to be a real star in Hollywood, you have to earn that position by working hard and being talented. I mean, you have to be able to pull things off, but Meghan Markle doesn't have talent. He was only known for his royal connection and he couldn't handle it. And Hollywood, let's face it, has no time for failure. If you want to know who a person really is, just look at the people they left behind. As for Meghan, she has a lot of people following her. People simply are not getting past those horrible interviews. They did the book that Harry wrote, The Friends They Have Ditched, and then Scooby-Doo. Oh my god, and something better to do with his time. He's still writing all these anti-royal books, and that's not going to help matters. All that behavior showed who they really are. As people, it's kind of funny too when you think about that. Meghan truly believes that my WM will change everything. Well, based on these new numbers, it might be time for her to fire him. Is it not the case that the employees do not meet their expectations or do not agree to his reassignment? New PR team. Well, that will never make up for the disgusting self-righteous hypocrisy we've seen time and time again. I'm really tired of all the hype when it comes to Meghan's big comeback, but it's just going to be an Instagram lifestyle reboot. Why should anyone care? So what kind of influencer will Meghan Markle be from now on? I don't believe, there's been so much impact. They do weird things with their faces. I don't know if you've seen this, but it's really concerning, and there's nothing special about being an influencer in this day and age. When you consider that she was an S-level movie actress who went off the air and married a prince, it makes her even more special to me. If the influencer's PR team estimates that the company will pay them $1 million per post for the influencer to promote their product, then the influencer will do that. Yes, they dream. There's nothing magical about waving your hands and letting everyone announce it. Oh, I was wrong that I really like Meghan Markle, although the best agencies would love to have someone like Meghan on their books. I don't think Sue or any program wants negativity. Meghan really overdid it, and there is no way to make up for it. It cannot undo what has already been done. I think the best she can hope for now is a few donations for her Instagram promotion before she and Harry decide to come to America. Indeed, no one should disagree with this question: does our country really need more narcissistic, self-centered, talentless people? Then we must ask ourselves, do we need professional complainers? Absolutely not. Even if the answer is no, we already have a lot of them. Please go somewhere else. People are realizing that Meghan Markle is using other people's pain as her own and pretending to go through all the difficulties in life that she has never really experienced. And the moaning is really disgusting now. Some people just don't like people because of their past behavior and actions, and if Meghan Markle was living her life out of the spotlight right now, that wouldn't be a real problem. In fact, there are many of us that people might not like if they knew who we are and what we've done. But on the other hand, we also don't want to make money from public attention. Do you also have any doubt that they will divorce? Harry's next book will tell the story of how horrible Meghan is. I think what they've done to the royal family is an absolute disgrace, and Meghan has had a very bad influence on Harry. He was actually pretty nice before he met her, and that's how he behaved. To those who say this will never happen, well, that's exactly what they said about Charles and Diana's divorce. This is very true, and I think it will be interesting to see as well. What will happen to Harry after their divorce, and will he have to lose his titles as Prince and Duke? Who knows? But I think the Harry we see after Meghan is gone is the one we can reliably assume is the real Harry. Will he be the badass defenseman we see today, the jovial, happy party boy we've seen in the past and all the time? I would like to thank you so much again for your support of Harry and the other family members of this parish. If you find my videos interesting, don't be afraid. I feel free to share them with your loved ones. Subscribe to our Princess Diana newsletter for more updates in the future. Thank you very much for the setup. I wish you a good evening and see you tomorrow.